got some early morning Terra Mystica going on here. I just popped into the arena ladder, already found a table. A lot of players I don't really recognize, so it could be another smooth win, but never guarantee of that. We're missing most of the scoring pass tiles. There's no trading post scoring, no stronghold scoring, no ship scoring, so it's a very economic set of pass tiles. The track itself has big buildings into trading posts, towns, digging, big buildings, dwellings. The track's a little awkward for scoring. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's a pretty average track. An average track is one that you hope to get like about 25 to 30 points from, and that's what this looks like to me. There's ways to get that, you know. You could get 6 to 8 points off this, probably 5 points off this. Maybe some factions execute this. Maybe you get a town. You know, you might get one of these. So it's okay. But basically, inherent scoring should be pretty good. The cult rewards have early spades, which is quite nice. This coin injection tends to be pretty big. The late game workers can be good for stuff like dwarves. But with witches in, I don't really want to put in dwarves. So nothing like really super calls out to me. So I think I'm going to go giants. I haven't played giants on stream in a while. I like giants on this map. I mean, the lack of pass tiles makes it really hard for giants. But the big buildings round 1 into town round 4... maybe I don't throw in... maybe I do. Giants are fun. Or I could just throw chaos. Chaos are good on this map. And you get sanctuary round 1 with chaos. You do late game dwellings with chaos. You can maybe do dig, but you probably can't do digging stuff. You might be able to get the round 3 town. Yeah, let's just do chaos. Chaos is a bit boring. We see them a lot, but they're good here. Oh boy, and my dog is coming up to me with a ball. Hello, buddy. We have to pick this moment to want to play some more. That is brilliant. Let's go ahead. We'll do it. Give me a sec. The rest of our opponents pick factions quickly and without much care to the color wheel, because why would we care about the color wheel? I'm not even going to analyze things too hard here, and I'm just bidding witches. Witches have no color name, everybody else does. This map's great for witches. They're in first seat. I don't see how this can possibly be wrong. Hi, Loki. Our opponents are bidding halflings. I don't think halflings are a terrible choice given the whole round 4 digging thing, but picking nomads is clearly wrong. I hope we don't have to pay for witches too much and we just get them handed to us very quickly, but honestly, I don't hate chaos here either still. But witches are still the best by a long shot. Hey! Hey! Alright, sorry, what's that happening? Okay. Halflings got bid down even more. Witches are still just best. Um, let's finally analyze this a bit more. We're expecting to see halflings, witches, nomads, probably witches. Chaos actually have a really awkward starting spot. Normally they can start here, but they don't have neighbors. So Chaos might be harder here than I thought too. Halflings are going to have a hard time expanding to browns early, which is always my issue with halflings on this map. I think it's tough to get your worker production going rapidly. We are having to pay a decent bit for witches at this point, which I'm not thrilled about, but I mean, it's fine. I still think witches are very good here, but we are unfortunately not getting a deal. This player is either just bidding us down, or they actually do kind of know what's up. I'm quite confident Jerry's playing nomads here. There's no way I'm taking nomads over chaos. Oh wow, this player does not have a great reputation. Hopefully that doesn't cause issues. They're back to fighting for halflings a little bit. Hopefully that keeps up though. Really the question is how much worse are chaos compared to witches? And I still don't really have a great answer for that because I don't think chaos has a good starting spot. And that does actually cause a lot of issues. Maybe Nomad starts here. You can start here as Chaos, and then you try to get Temp Ship and you double dig this before Witches. That might not actually be too bad here in this matchup, starting here as Chaos. Even if Witches do beat you to this, Nomads don't really care about these reds. But if Nomads doesn't start here, then I think I'm still really lost as Chaos to where I'm going to start, so we'll see. Checking in for the usual Witches or anywhere stream. I mean, so to be fair, my opponents, I really blame them. Why are you picking Sandwich Nomads here? Like, what do you want me to do but bid Witches here? Like, if I have to pay enough to play Witches, then I'll go somewhere else. But, you know, broadly, I don't think my opponents respect Witches enough on this map usually, and so I'm left with no choice. Like, they're bidding halflings. They actually bid Nomads down a little. Like, Witches right now I think are still a great price. Chaos are maybe getting close, but these factions are clearly not going to do as well as Witches here. I have the messages overlay on top of BGA user interface. Oh, duh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't scoot this over like I've been trying to mean to. Thanks much. Yeah, that's a good call. I would have eventually noticed that, but being sloppy here. I think I just bid Witches, but it is getting close to where Chaos is probably correct. You was joking. Yeah, no, I mean, it's also fine to joke, though. I've played a lot of Witches on this stream, and it is getting a little boring. So do I play Chaos here? I mean, I'm getting 16 points on Witches now. I'm getting 10 points on Halflings and getting a couple points on Nomads. It's just the awkwardness of the starting locations. The problem is I think the Leech party is going to be here. Let's look a little more at what pastels are likely to be. Spade should be the first thing off the board. Then it probably goes Worker Power, so halflings can guarantee double dig. Chaos probably takes Priest. Witches probably do get double or get the Temp Ship, so they can just get to these early greens right away. The only alternative is Chaos takes Temp Ship and hopes to get double dig on this hex, but then they're probably giving up Earth 1. This might be an Earth 1 sort of rush game for most of these factions. Witches could go for a Stronghold here, but I'm going to bid another on Witches. I think I'll go to Chaos after this bid, but... And I said I think I was going to go to Chaos, so it looks like I'm finally playing Chaos. If Nomads don't start here, how bad is it for me, though? So if we get Halflings, I guess, could start here, Nomads could start here, and then I'm starting, like, here as Chaos. Like, I might have to build an expensive trading post as Chaos, right? Or I guess I start here and I hope to somehow triple dig out of there, but yikes, that's a bold life choice. Chaos can't be 18 victory points worse than Witches, though, even if I have to suck up an expensive trading post. If I have to suck up an expensive trading post, I can just take like a 6 coins tile. Although, it makes it hard to get... Does anybody else want Workers in round 1? Because I really would want Sanctuary or Bust. Is anybody going to take the Workers power action on me if I rush Earth 1? I go Temple, I go Trading Post into Temple, I take the Workers as my third action. Would anybody take the Workers earlier? If Witches go for a Stronghold, they might, although then they're not going for a Temple. If we don't get Sanctuary in round 1, how bad is it? It's pretty annoying. I lied. I'm bidding another on Witches, and then maybe I'll go to Chaos. There's enough ways Chaos, it looks pretty ugly. There's ways Chaos goes very well. But, okay, now I'll go Chaos. I mean, I'm a bit scared of Nomads on this map. I don't totally know how to play Nomads. Now, I partly don't want Nomads here because they're kind of sandwiched and... Well, I mean, they are sandwiched in the color wheel. Now, Chaos doesn't expand as rapidly usually, and they don't necessarily take a lot of yellows, but... Chaos could get really tough here, but I'm going to go for it. The lack of pass tiles is a bit rough for Chaos, and the early positioning could get nasty. I want to see Nomads here, and I think we go here. I don't expect to get much early Leech, though, because I expect the Leech to all be up in here. If Witches doesn't start double center, I could debate starting here and planning to double dig this before Witches could do anything. The downside to that plan is if Witches open Stronghold, they can fly here. But then oh, Halflings went here. I did not expect that. I didn't consider that. So we do have a neighbor here regardless. Nomad starting up here is a bit of a sad. It means we're never getting this hex probably. So we're kind of gonna have to say goodbye to these 3 reds. We're never gonna get to these reds. But we're hoping to get onto these reds and these reds at least. And then maybe in the late game we loop around into some of these. I'm going to be curious how the rest of the center develops. Halflings don't start here, so this is actually quite nice for Nomads. The Leech party is possibly going to be centered around Halflings here now, because if Nomads does come here with their last one, we go here, and the Leech party might be in this area. Witches go here, so they're not in the center either. They went on the connection hex, which... We could now debate center potentially too, because this hex can't be got to very quickly, and these 2 hexes aren't under that much threat that we could conceivably triple dig them. And so we could try to kick off the big Leech party in the center. Nomads went over here, so they're not here. So, I mean, this is a really tempting Sanctuary town though, right? I mean, but this is also a pretty tempting Sanctuary town. Wow, we wound up with a lot more choices than I thought here. So our opponents have really poor neighbors. Nomads have no neighbor. This is the only way Nomads have a neighbor, so they would guaranteedly upgrade next to us. Given that it's this sort of player, I'm actually guessing this is a Stronghold Nomads the more I think about it. Which means we're going to get, like... They're going to give us Leech, but Stronghold Nomads means they can blitz through these hexes faster than I'm thinking. And so this is a pretty risky choice. There is the option to triple dig to get out of it, but that's also pretty expensive. And instead I can start here and just have I can have a very nice Sanctuary town. The biggest downside to starting down here, as far as I can tell, is that Witches are very likely to beat us to this hex, and so that we need triple shipping in order to get out. And triple shipping is a lot. But we might be able to get this early town set up. Yeah, I think there's too many advantages to just being here. The Leech party is definitely going to happen here, and I don't even know. Nomads, I guess, will start with the spade and just, like, dig this hex in order to have a neighbor. I really kind of want to start in the center, though, still. Like, God, it's so much Leech, but... I think there's too many dangers to starting the center. If Nomad's open stronghold, like I kind of think they might, and then they're blitzing around, and then players I think just love to trap you in if they can. So, um, Priest to air looks pretty strong here. Um, Temp ship got taken by halflings, which I wasn't expecting. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they're going to try to double dig this hex to reach here, but that means witches might not rush to this hex, which is also big news, big plus to us. I think the priest is the best thing. We want to play kind of culty here. There's good cult rewards early and throughout. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense for us. We are rushing Earth 1 this game. As Chaos, I think it's important to lock in scoring opportunities, and potentially even more importantly than that, this track, as we said, doesn't offer the most points, and so I think scoring favors are an important part of how we're going to score this game, because we're not going to have many towns. Network is going to be really, up in the air, but we're hopefully going to get good cults and good favor victory points is part of how we're planning to win. Plus, we also got the 30 faction here, which Chaos at 30 does not make sense here. Halflings got bid, I think, way too low. I mean, I get that they can do crazy digging things, but I don't know how they're going to get away with that. Nomads does spade the center in order to reach Hex. Witches and Halflings are getting the most leech here, at least, so that's good for them. But I think this is still pretty good for us. The only big concern for me at this point, and I guess big is a bit of a stretch, but I really want the workers to be able to open Sanctuary. But actually, I can take the workers right now because Nomads can't take Earth 1, so I can take a power action. But Witches might be also considering the fact they can take a power action. I would think they would just take Double Dig, but they could take workers if they're opening Stronghold. But they do just take Double Dig, which is a wise move because Halflings could take it. We're just going to take the workers right now because that guarantees us our Sanctuary opening. Witches don't build, which means they are also rushing Earth 1. I should take my move. I gotta remind myself. Take my move. I continue to think it's usually wrong to not just build. If you just build here, you're gonna get another leech. I get that you're giving up 2 points, but you're also giving up tempo into the next round. If you just build and finish your round faster, you get to pass earlier, which often means that you get to take earlier actions in round 2. So you have better tempo on critical priest spots. You have better tempo on power actions. I don't think the 2 points is usually worth slowing down your round 1 for. It really is it is dependent, though. I mean, there are some games where I think it can be correct. So, I mean, this isn't that big of a deal, but our ideal round at this point, wow, Nomads turns that to, or Halflings. Oh, I see. Halflings wanted to get here. That's what they took temp shipping for. Wild. Witches are getting so much more leech than I expected. That's nutty. I guess I'm very glad I didn't start center. I never considered that Halflings might start temp ship and get to this black. We could have had some really ugly looking stuff if we were center, but this is great for Witches. This is going to be Earth 1 from the rest of us now. I'm going to go Earth 1, Earth 2, and then I'm just, yeah, I mean, that's the thing to do here. Yeah, right? Yeah, Earth 1, Earth 2. Part of the reason for taking Earth 2 here is that it actually gives us 1 more power, and we do kind of need 1 more power for another coin right now, so... But we're getting power here too, duh. That makes sense. We're not getting a ton of early leech, and we're not going to get, that much early leech. We do also need to beat Witches to this Hex, potentially, if Witches are going to come here, and then we have to get this Hex before Witches. But I also want to get this Hex before Witches, so I'm getting a bit greedy in terms of where my digs are going to go. But we'll see how that plays out. We're still doing fine for now. The question is if I want these air workers. I can send a priest to air to get 1 more worker, or I could send priest to some other stuff. I'll have to think about that. Nomad's take an early bridge. I like that move usually. That's good. Yeah, things are going okay here. I will convert power to a coin. We're at 8 power tokens. I was about to say nobody's taken the priest yet, which the priest is a really good action, but there's no way we're gonna have enough oomph to go for that. So let's just get our sanctuary down, get our 5 points for it, take the air 2, take the fire 1, complete the usual chaos stuff. I'm a little boring with chaos, and then I do tend to just go for this opening. I think it's so strong to just get all these favors going. Air 2 here is extra good since it comes with another worker. We do have enough workers to contemplate hard digging next round at this point. Halflings save all their power and pass. I'm sure they're going to take double dig next round, and they have a bunch of coins now. That's good for them. The fact that they're taking double dig means I'm not quite as excited about temp shipping, because I maybe I could single dig and hard dig this, but again I'm kind of putting some risk on this hex then. But this hex, the temp shipping into these hexes is really good. But I need to send my priest off here, so I have to think about that. Witches are out of moves, so they're gonna almost certainly pass for temp ship anyhow. So I think we have to accept that this is never happening. That we need to just dig, and we can even bridge if we want. So although I don't this might be a town in the future, so I don't think I want to bridge this hex. I might have to advance ship next round. I'm not sure yet. I think I probably should just send the priest to air. Priest to air gets me immediate benefits. I can eventually send a priest to earth. This gives me some immediate leech too to do some stuff with next round, but just having another worker around can't be a bad idea. Oh, and the spade is going to become available though, right? Oh no, nomads are, dang it, we're not going to get the spade. That sucks. The spade would be actually the best tile for us, but the only way we get the spade is if we took a priest power action here, and that's I can't go below 6 power tokens this game. I have to be able to thread and double dig. Wow, we get temp shipping though, because witches don't want it. I think it's really wrong for witches not to temp ship, but maybe they're just going to manually advance ship. But we get temp shipping now, which I'm very happy about. That's going to produce 8 power. We can take 8 power. I can always dig this hex and get here, but I might get this hex now still. And I really do want this hex. I'm greedy, but... Priest to water next round doesn't look that good for us because I'm not going to be able to get the spade out of it. So I think my priest is actually going to go to earth. Locking up that earth priest looks really tempting if we're allowed to. I would assume halflings double dig. If they don't, I will. I don't have great resources here, but I honestly think I think I will. I think I will take this hex, but I'll have to think about it. Halflings double dig this in order to reach here. That's cool. I don't know if it's great, but it's cool. We might not even get single dig, I guess. Looking at things, it's not guaranteed because witches maybe just want a single dig, but I don't know yet. If witches single dig this and build it, it's really sad because we can't actually leech right now. Witches take the earth spot though, so makes enough sense. Given the earth spot is gone, I think I do single dig. The question is if I honestly do hard dig this. The main downside to hard digging this is I don't really have the resources to build here, but I really need, like, part of leveraging this is to build this round. I would have to, like, convert a priest to a worker instead of sending the priest to the cult trek. So the question is if that expansion is worth it. And honestly, I think the answer is yes. I think this hex is so good for us. We get to so many more reds more quickly that we're otherwise not going to get. It leaves us in an awkward spot. Although we can pass for this spade pretty quickly this round if we want. And we still have the whole sanctuary thing going. Yep, screw it. I'm doing this. I think it's too good not to do. All-powerful wizard, I agree. I could do power to a worker. The downside with power to a worker is I don't have the coin to build this, and I really need to build this. I don't think there's a choice here. I need to build this. The reason I'm saying this one and not this one is I have temp ship in, obviously, so I want a temp ship to here and build this. This hex we probably will never get, but you know this would be a cool town if we could get it. But I don't think witches are gonna let us get this, and we still want a town here. So I mean this is just getting hexes we're otherwise not getting. Um, I could send priest to earth and burn another power in order to build this last dwelling, and then have like no resources. But actually, I should send priest to fire, right? I want to partly win cults. I can send a priest to earth later. Witches have a lot of power. If we don't pass for the spade, we're never getting the spade, but I guess we don't super need the spade. So if we don't get spade, what pass tile do we want? Just coins. Either of the coins tiles are quite good at that point. We should get one of those. So I think priest to fire here and then build this dwelling. It's a bit sad to be using power this inefficiently when there's coins type power actions, but it's okay. Our cult position looks okay early on here. The earth track could get pretty messy. We really do need to make sure we get one priest into earth next round. But I really want to build this dwelling, so I will use the rest of my power to build this dwelling. I guess I could leave it, but when I have temp shipping in hand, it's just so tempting to get onto this hex because I could delay shipping upgrades for a little bit longer this way. And then next round I could probably just build another dwelling. Halflings just made a trading post. I mean, again, it's the trading post round, but not getting more workers to really bomb the dig rounds is usually wrong. But witches take a bridge in order to get over here. It's definitely interesting. There's a... it looks like nomads are going to pass first and get the spade, which is kind of nutty. I mean, one option is we can pass and just lock up the spade, and then maybe I do just advance ship next round to reach more hexes, but... maybe that's better. Although if I'm advancing ship next round, then I'm not sending priest to earth unless I get a priest power action. But a spade is really good this early still. Although I'm not producing that many workers. Although I could build all my dwellings next round. This is still a really tough opening. I think I am supposed to build this while I have temp ship in, but the fact that I'm pretty sure nomads are out of moves, it makes it a bit less exciting because I think nomads are going to pass for the spade, which leaves us passing for priest or something. I mean, it's a bit awkward. I mean, halflings also could pass. I just am assuming halflings are going to send a priest to earth probably too, which means we maybe are being too risky with the whole earth track too. But we did our choices. So halflings may dig the center red. Yeah, so that's the other risk, right? Halflings might take this if I don't. So I think I had to secure it there. I think it's the right play. But it's a little sad because passing for the spade tile would have been really good. Whereas I have to assume nomads are passing here. I mean, nomads have the power to take a priest and then send it somewhere, but I don't know if they want to. If I was nomads, I think I'm passing for the spade. But also, it does look like nomads are aiming for this round 3 town, which yeah, they're gonna pass for the spade and build this town. I'm guessing. If they don't pass for the spade, hallelujah. But we also have, yeah, we've really depleted our resources with that. But I think we're in an okay spot. But it is a little sketchy. Yeah, nomads do take they do take what we wanted, which that's fine. It makes sense. But They're going to make a town next round. I'm curious if Nomads is the sort of player that's just going to take the 2-key town, which, you know, it's a good town, so they might. I don't know if it's great for them, but it's not the worst idea, so. At this point, I don't really have a lot of plans for next round beyond just building a dwelling and actually building up some resources. This was a really expensive double dig, but I think it was important for our expansion. I don't know when we would get to these hexes otherwise. And these hexes look pretty safe still currently, as does this one. So, I mean, I'm not going to build a town in round 3 now, but that's okay. Being down to 6 power tokens is a bit sad when we produce a decent amount of power and stuff, but it's also okay. The pass tiles are not great for us here. I would love a coins pass tile, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure halflings or witches are passing this move. So I might just wind up passing for the priest and just sending a few more things to cults and really trying to lock in cult positions. But halflings pass, so I will take 6 coins then. 6 coins is quite good for us here. I think halflings are trying to get another double dig now with that pass, but not sure. Witches have a ton of resources. They got so much leech. I mean, they're down to 6 points is the downside, but they're doing well. But yeah, we take 6 coins here. I just wanna get stuff. I want to send. My first move next round has to be to lock in a priest on the earth track. My second move is probably build here. I'm still expecting to lose this hex to witches. I don't think. Although, God, I mean, this is a sweet stretch of stuff, but I assume halflings is going to take this. But I mean, setting up another town location does mean this hex is pretty tempting, but I don't see a great way to secure it next round, so that's fine. We'll just build this dwelling. I think really our next round is just send priest to earth, secure this dwelling. And then we might pass first and aim to get double dig at the start of this round. Although we don't super have places to double dig because we have a cult spade coming in. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, ooh, Stronghold witches are coming down in round 2. Okay, I mean, I like Stronghold on this map a lot. Getting up into here as witches is good, but the Stronghold here is a bit... It's a bit interesting, but maybe it's the right spot. I'm not sure. But I do like them having the Stronghold down. I like Witch's position a good amount. I like what they did. It doesn't look like Witches are racing us to this hex at least though, so that's good. Witches are probably trying to really get this hex still, but I think I will take this hex if I'm able to somehow. But first order of business is priest to earth before they disappear. I wouldn't mind getting the priest to water, but I don't think I'm gonna get that. So I mean, ultimately, I can try to win fire and air cults and just not worry about these two. But we'll see exactly how it plays out. But it looks like we're gonna have a decent cult game at least. Halflings still need to use their priests to advance dig. Admittedly, nomads and witches have quite a few free priests going forward too. So the cults are gonna get a bit messy, but we've locked in quite a few priests early, which is good. So nomads build a trading post, which is kind of surprising to me. I guess they don't have neighbors in a lot of other spots, but I was expecting them to rush their town. But I guess they're the only ones getting a town this round, probably, unless Witches figures a way to get a town through here. Halflings take this double dig to get over here. This means this hex is quite safe now, at least, which is very welcome. Also, getting more leech for us is very welcome. So, not sad about that. Priest to Earth is mandatory for us, as I've been saying. I'm going to build this dwelling next. And then I have the ability to single dig and build here. And halflings still haven't secured this. So I think I'm very tempted to single dig this hex, though, because it locks in another town space. And if we don't get this hex, I mean, this is basically not a town. So, I mean, single digging in order to lock up town space is pretty good. Passing on the coins is obviously painful to me, but I think continuing to expand fairly aggressively this game is the right move. Towns is another good source of victory points that I wasn't originally expecting us to have an option for, simply because it tends to be hard to expand quite as much as we're trying to. So uh, this is this is a little dangerous to keep leaving because we really do eventually need to secure it. If Halfling's take it, it's a real big bummer, but I just don't see that as likely. But Halfling's just advanced ship, so I mean they're gonna come here. You have to assume they're trying to advance digs still soon, but we'll find out. Witches have the ability to single dig this hex. I'm assuming. I honestly think they will. Um, which will be a bit sad, but it's also okay to me. If we're forcing witches to single dig this hex, like, I don't think that's very good for them. It's fine, but they could also have just tried to make a town elsewhere. But yeah, they do. They do fairly predictably take that, so that's okay. It means that I'm probably just taking a coin's power action here. The slight downside to taking the coin's power action means that I don't have the ability to I don't necessarily have the power to double dig at the start of next round, but I don't even really have hexes to double dig at the start of next round. I think it's safe enough to cult spade this. It is looking like this is never going to be part of a town, because we'd have to triple dig this, which isn't happening in my book. I think I am just going to stockpile coins. I'm never sad about having a lot of coins. Our worker production isn't incredible yet, but I'm expecting to get even more workers out next round. And we're going to get workers from the cults eventually. So, like, I think we're going to have enough workers, and taking coins is usually the right move if you can't take spades and stuff early. I mean, priest to water isn't the worst idea, but I'm assuming nomads are going to send a priest to water at this point or something. This gives us an option to advance ship next round. I don't know. It gives us some options. Temp shipping is available. I could pass for temp shipping and open next round, possibly with a spade power action and expand some places. We'll see. Temp shipping also gives me an option to double ship or to advance ship once to reach this hex, which neither Nomads hasn't taken it nor has Halflings. And getting this hex would still be kind of fun because just getting another natural red is always good. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Halflings are probably passing here. They've built up a pretty good amount of workers, and they're gonna want to just advance dig next round. So we'll see what pass tile they take. Halflings took the cult step in coins, which makes sense. I think I am going to take temp shipping. Temp shipping also lets us produce 8 power, which is actually going to put us 1 away from double digging at the start of next round. But I don't even know if we super need double dig, but I can cult dig this to red, and then I can use single dig first action on this hex. So that we can build these dwellings, this dwelling, and I can consider hard digging this and building these. I can consider advanced shipping and reaching this one. We're not doing a very good job on like trying to rush out a water 1 or anything, but none of our opponents have been racing water 1. Nomads took air 1 thus far. I missed that. That was wild. Sorry for not commenting on that, but yeah, I think I'm passing for temp shipping again. I think it gives us some good options. We have a lot of resources, and we're still producing a lot of stuff, at least with our favor tiles, and we've started to get out our dwellings. It's a little slow, but it's not too bad, and given that we started on such huge victory point margins, we have pretty good cults. We're back to probably only 1 town now, unless I do find a time to triple dig this. And get a bridge. I might still get the town through here, admittedly. If I take this red, this red, this red, then this is also a triple dig, but this is a triple dig that doesn't require a bridge, at least for a town space. And it's conceivable that we wind up advancing dig yet this game. After we get some more coins and more workers and stuff, we could advance dig here. So we'll see how it plays out. Nobody's sent a priest to water yet. I mean, I don't think my first action could be that, but yikes. I mean, that's very tempting still. Nobody's really contesting cults much this game, and I'm very happy to play the cult game if that's what happens. Um, three of us have cult spades here. I think my cult dig, like I said, should just go here, and I should single dig this hex first move. Halflings do have one shipping, so that gets a little concerning that they wanted this hex. I just realized they might want this one. We're definitely playing a bit. We're definitely playing a little with fire, given that halflings are just hovering around. But I would assume they're going to advance dig first before they take any hexes. But yeah, we actually probably should race to secure hexes against halflings this this next round. How's it going? Hey, Marushka, it's going okay, pretty well. We've played a pretty nice game. We have a lot of resources. We have okay points. We're basically, the big tension right now is that our opponents are kind of coming in for our territory, and we really need to secure it. And we're about to secure it this round, but our opponents could beat us to that, and that would be problematic for us. But we'll see how it plays out. Witches just turned this one closer for us. I don't think I could justify double digging this away from them, but I mean, it's now a double dig for a town, which, oh, it's getting tempted, but playing greedy. We're playing a little greedy. Nah, I don't know. I don't think we're playing that greedy. We've done largely what we should be, but I don't know. We could have played it, I guess, a bit safer, but I think we would have been losing too much efficiency by doing that, but I'm not sure. This game hasn't quite been the just handed to us type variety that we've had on stream before. This one we probably won the auction, but we've had to do some awkward and slightly inefficient moves to get here. So Nomad's turned this to red. That's interesting. I can now advance ship and reach that. I have a lot of options here in terms of where I want to go. I assume halflings are advancing dig. If I was halflings, I would just take a coin's power action here, but they're just advancing dig. So we have to be worried about their threat like everywhere now. My instinct was to take single dig, but I guess the question is, if we get greedy, do we just get double dig? And I think the answer is we just get double dig if we play greedy. I guess in the worst case scenario, I can hard dig this, but I think I'm going to play greedy and try to get double dig this round. I think witches kind of have to react to our threat and build first action. Advancing ship to threaten these hexes was also very tempting. We have a lot of options here. There's so many hexes we could try to secure and race for. Witches do react to our threat, though, as expected. So we do now have the ability to double dig. I could just make this hex red, this hex red. This hex red is just to have another dwelling location, but we may as well double dig if we can in the digging round. So I'm definitely going to dig and build this. I'll dig this. I probably will consider advancing ship to reach up over here. I don't really see how nomads are going to secure these hexes, and getting free reds for us is great. So halflings have fully advanced dig. I really need this hex. I don't think halflings have much interest in it, but this is way too greedy to try to greed out further. So I don't think witches are going to mess with this hex. Halflings can't reach it, so that's just a red hex for us for later. I still have no idea what is going on. Yeah, I mean, so it depends on how much you want me to try to explain while playing. But broadly, Terra Mystica is a game where we have lots of resources. We build these structures on the map, all in the goal of getting victory points. There's a variety of ways to earn points. One of the main ideas of the game is that in order to build on hexes, you have to terraform them into your colors. So like witches just turned a blue hex green and are now able to build on it. In order for us to build on any hexes, we need them to be red. And there's this color wheel, and so like for us, it's easier to we want to build on red hexes. We can build on gray and yellow. It's much harder for us to dig and get onto others because the terraforming costs get very high. My next move here is going to be to advance ship and try to steal these red hexes that they made for us. We'll see. We'll see what we get. This hex is more important to me because it gives me an outside shot of eventually getting here. Witches hard dig that makes sense. Witches have basically secured 3 towns, and they still have a good number of points and a good economy. I mean, I still really like Witch's position. I mean, this is why we were bidding so much for him. Nomads does stronghold that hex away from us, so that makes enough sense. But I don't know if halflings want this hex. They might. They did just get this hex, so they might take this one, but they don't. So we got a free hex from nomads because they're nice to us. They're pals. At this point, things are pretty good for us. This Priest of Water is kind of crazy that it's still just chilling, but we do need more coins, as always, but we could hard dig this hex. I think I probably should hard dig this hex. Yeah, I don't know. Hope we win. Yeah, thanks, Marishka. The game's looking pretty good for us at this point now, I think. I think we're on our track to win. We'll see. The main way that I think we lose now is if we can't build Temple for Water 1, Air 1 next round, which is my plan, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be allowed to do that, so. Yeah, I'm going to hard dig this hex. So the game plan here is to probably pass pretty shortly, and then we're gonna go for a next round. We're gonna build a trading post and then build a temple for Water 1, Air 1, and then build another trading post or 2. We're definitely not gonna build our stronghold, and then in the final round, the goal is to build a couple more trading posts and backfill all the dwellings. We'll try to compete on network. We're probably only gonna get 1 town, but we can consider going for another town. Witches take the 2 key town, which is okay by us. It means that we don't have a lot of keys, so admittedly contesting these cults is going to be a bit tough for us to close them out. But even if we get a bunch of second places on the cults, I'm pretty content with that, so. We can build another dwelling right now, but it doesn't really do us much good, so I think I'd rather pass and have tempo on actions next round. Including building for Water 1, Air 1, because I kind of expect there might be a bit of a Water 1 rush next round, but I'm not sure. It does look like nomads are trying hard to win this fire cult here, which is fine. They're allowed to try that. The big question here is if we actually care more about this priest pass tower or more about the spade. We've been caring about the spade a lot just because we've been wanting to reach hexes, but we've reached a lot of our hexes now this round. So I don't really know if we need the spade anymore. There's actually not any hexes for us to really dig anymore either. All of the yellow and gray hexes that are near us are gone. The only way we can reach hexes on here is to triple ship in hopes to like reach over here. But I think nomads and halflings are always going to cut us off. So I don't think we're ever getting to these hexes. So I think the only play is to try to like triple ship here. So that just looks too hard actually. The more I look at it actually, we don't have that clear of a way to win network this game. I mean, we have 3 more red hexes, which is great, but we don't have hexes beyond that, so I think we're going to have a really tough time on that front. So I think we have to try to build up and play cults. So yeah, I think passing for a priest and 3 coins is the play here. We build a temple for water 1, air 1. We consider sending this priest to water that nobody's done yet. That might be our first action. This priest to water should at least get us like a second place or something. The one downside is not rushing for the temple for water 1 is risky, but if we get water 1 blocked, is it the end of the world? It's not good, but I don't know if it's the end of the world. Basically, if we lose out on water 1, the reason I think it's not the end of the world is I think instead of rushing like water 1, air 1, I think I could instead aim to advance ship and go for 2 towns by digging this hex out. And I can go for fire 2, air 1 and try to make another town here. But we'll see. Nomads has a pretty good economy going. I just think air 1 is a weird choice. I'm not totally sure where their towns are going to go. I guess they're going to make a town through here. But we don't have enough power to take a coin's power action at the start of this round, which is a shame, but stuff happens. I think I do send priest to water as my first action. I think trying to move up water a little bit's right. I mean, we're kind of playing every cult instead of focusing on a cult, which can often be a mistake, but I mean, the priest of fire looks pretty good too, admittedly, because we could just kind of close out fire then, but I think the play here is just priest to water. It does look like nomads are going to get the coins. Nobody actually has the power for the coins. So the only slight downside of sending priest to water is that if for some reason nomads don't take the coins, we still can't take them on the wheel. And I'd be very happy to no longer be able to double dig. I would take a coins power action absolutely if I was able to, but this is okay. This helps us get like second place on water. It makes it harder for our opponents to outright win water. This is going to be water 1. I'm actually guessing quite a few people are going to build sanctuaries for stuff like water 1 this round, which is fine. Again, us losing, it's a bit of a shame, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, and witches take... yeah, that makes sense. They take an 8-point town, so witches are doing a very good job on the cults now because of their cult towns that they're taking, which is, although the sanctuary here is a bit interesting. I would have been tempted to build sanctuary here, but I guess they can still make their town over here. But like they've overbuilt this town a lot. This town's already a 7-power town. Are they really going to be able to eke out a town over here? Probably, but it just makes it a bit harder at least, which is good news for me. I like witches' lives being a bit harder because I think witches are the main threats to beat us here. I'm not too worried about Nomad's game. It's not going horrible, but wow, it's air 1. Okay, I mean, they already have some trading posts, so it's not water 1, but that means that I guess we're on a race to air 1 now, but I don't really care if I get air 1 blocked. I would definitely like it, but it's not that big a deal to me. If we get any leech and are able to take the coins action, I will, but our opponents are not building next to us. Well, they will. There has to be some building next to us coming up, but we'll see how it goes. Jerry should just take coins. I mean, but sometimes players see that they have 12 coins and they're like, I don't really need coins. And then, they regret it pretty shortly thereafter once they build their sanctuaries and temples and whatever. But because I would love to just get more coins. If I get more coins, I can just easily advance ship for point or advance dig this game for points next round. Advancing dig lets me very reasonably go for the other town then because this triple dig wouldn't be so onerous. But we'll see what happens. We definitely are going to build a temple. The trading post goes here, and then the temple will go here because we at least have a neighbor. This might have to be an expensive trading post later just to make the town, but that's okay if it has to be. We'll survive. Our cults are definitely getting messy. I think Jerry is debating sending a priest to fire here instead of taking the coins, which it's all right. It'd be a little bit of it'd be a little sad for us, but I don't think it's that big a deal. There's a lot of priest spots open on various cults that we can still try to fight for. Like I say, even if I just get a ton of second places this game, I'm not too sad. Although I really do need to win some cults because both air and water, it looks like we're fighting witches. And as I said, I think witches are still the biggest threat. Although witches have scored 2 of their towns now. So it's not like they have a lot of hidden points left. And there's not great passing points this game. So maybe I'm overvaluing witches. I always feel like witches have so many hidden points because they're going to bomb you with towns. But they only have 1 more town to build. They still have a lot of resources, though. They still advance ship 3 times. They still probably win network. If they also have cults, I mean, that looks good. I guess nomads are definitely in the network game, though, too. I mean, they still at least have not done crazy things to build up their economy. They just haven't done great things to score points. But they've played their economy portion of the game pretty well. They needed to take Water 1 somewhere in here. I mean, Sanctuary for Water 1, I guess, is still good for them, too. But it's been Jerry hasn't usually thought this long. See how this goes. It's looking like Jerry might have left and we're going to have a dropped game, which sucks. I really wanted to see how this one would play out. He's not responding in chat either, which is a concern, but wait, did Jerry take a move? Or did we skip him? Oh, Jerry built a bridge, but it somehow didn't load in the... Must have happened when I refreshed. Halflings bombed their hex, though, so the thing is, witches are going to get the coins now because we didn't take enough power for them, so that does make me pretty sad. I think I should send Priest to Fire here. Priest to Fire locks up the Fire Cult for us. It does kind of mean the other cults, though, are going to be less contested by us, but we can... I'm not usually the Chaos player that builds dumb temples just to, like, scoop up victory point favors, but I guess why shouldn't I be that guy? Although, part of the problem now is taking Fire 2 would close out Fire. Maybe I don't do that. Maybe I will just build the temple. The witches getting the coins here is really nutty. It's unfortunate that we haven't been getting just any more power from our opponents, but witches don't even take the coins, though. That's a mistake, everybody, in my opinion. Coins are just so good, but I guess witches might be looking at needing to double dig or something and wants to get it locked in. We now get the power, so we're going to get the coins action, which is... That's a nice break for us. Getting more coins just helps fuel us in so many just in so many different options. More coins does mean that we can much more easily justify just building another random temple next round in order to just take, air 3, whatever type of stuff. Yeah, it just gives us great options. But more coins are great. Boom. Lots of coins. I think the game plan this round still has to be temple for water 1, air 1, build another trading post or 2. I guess, yeah, trading post here. I might build this dwelling just so I can build another trading post here, depending on what's up. I'd like to end this round with 2 trading posts on the board, I think. So we'll build our temple and then build 2 more trading posts. That'll give us a decent number of dwellings to build in the final round. We can leave it kind of up in the air if we want to save next round for Fire 2 to go for 2 towns and advance dig and build these hexes, which I kind of think I am going to go for 2 towns at this point because I can't really go that networky because I've been kind of trapped in. I can't expand over here anymore. And witches did decide to take this. So water 1 and air 1 are still there. I think that is my most important move here. This gives us a lot of ways to score off of our favor tiles now, which we needed more scoring opportunities. So this is pretty good. Our cult position is still such that I probably should be fighting for this 8-pointer town, and so maybe I should build the expensive trading post just to lock in the 8-point town while I can, because the 8-point town gives us so many useful cult steps, whereas if witches somehow beat us to that cult town, or even nomads or halflings beats us to the cult town, it's pretty sad for us, actually. Nomads are 1 step away from a town now if they wanted to. I mean, I think they're just going to use their sandstorm, but looking at the position, yeah, I think I actually have to build this hex now. I don't think halflings would take this hex from us, and I would like to delay the dwelling to next round, but I can't risk it. But admittedly, halflings will form a town in front of us now, but I don't want to lose risking this red. Especially because I do kind of have my sights set on trying to eke out another town if we're able to, which we might be able to. Because we're getting quite a few workers, plus we produce quite a few workers, so I think next round we can advance dig in order to build out a bit more, but I do need to advance ship 1 more time if I need this dwelling as part of my network, but witches are going to so clearly beat us on network. Halflings are also probably just going to clearly beat us on network. And I honestly think nomads are going to beat us on network too. All of our opponents have built up pretty good economies and are building lots of stuff, and it's hard for chaos to compete on network. So that's going to leave us in a little bit of trouble since we obviously don't have a lot of points here and we really need them, but I also haven't been paying attention to the pass tile, but halflings have the dwelling tile, and we probably should be aiming to pass for that, but I wasn't planning on it, and they could pass like any moment, which is awkward, because I'm not really ready to pass yet, but I guess I could be. It's a shame not to build a trading post or 2 this round and leverage air 1, but locking up the only victory points pass tile and not letting it go to witches is probably too important. Hopefully halflings take N action here. That would be the ideal case. I could build a trading post before passing. So I hope they just decide to send their priest somewhere, but I think they might just pass. All of our opponents have built all of our opponents actually have built a ton of stuff. They have most of their trading posts and most of their dwellings out. They've all really expanded. Like, they've all built their economies quite well. It's just the scoring opportunities for a lot of them have been a bit rough. Halflings are passing. I think I do have to pass. Like, I think this is such a big swing in the game at this point. There's just no points to be had otherwise. We produce 5 power, so we also have enough power at the start of next round to take the coins. I mean, so will the halflings, and they probably will just take the coins, but I think we got to take this tile. This tile should be, 8 points for us as well. This water one, air one might not actually turn out to be that valuable for us, but we still have some cults to play here. We still could aim for 2 towns. Yeah, I don't know. This is a bit painful because we have so much more economy we could build up, which would be good. But part of the big issue here is that I still think witches are much more of a threat than nomads, and so the swing on witches is huge because we get the pass tile and they don't. Whereas if we don't pass here, they get the pass tile and we don't, and I think that difference is a lot of why I'm taking this. Like, if this was going to nomads, I actually think I might just build up our economy more before passing. But because it's witches right after us, I think I have to pass. But halflings couldn't have built that Eastern Red Hex. They only had 1 priest of workers. Yeah, but they could dig it. I mean, would they have dug it? Probably not. I'm probably too paranoid. But they could just dig this. So only 1 shipping. I think we're talking about this hex. I built on this hex this round. Halflings could have dug this hex. They didn't have any resources left, but they could have dug this. They can't touch this still, which is great. This is completely fine. I'm not worried about this. I mean, I'm also not worried about this. So, like, we would love to get the coins power action here. I don't expect to get it, but I would really appreciate it. We have 3 priests, but I really want to advance dig this next round. But I also kind of really want to send priests to cults because there's so many good cult rewards. But I think I am willing to, at the end of this round, just build a temple to take stuff like air 3, water 3, if witches don't do much. I still really want this 8-point town, but I don't know. I have a lot of priorities to worry about. Witches admittedly need to use a lot of their resources to advance ship 3 times and to finish this town, although they have a lot of resources. Oh, halflings don't have enough to take the coins. Oh, wow, we get another coins. Okay, well, that's great. This is looking like classic me. I haven't quite had a game with 26 coins, 17 workers in a while, but this is looking more like what I would often get myself into in games. And then I leverage all of this to, finally make up enough points to win, but we'll see. The goal is definitely, I think my goal is to build a trading post and then rush Fire 2 and the 8-point town here, because that 8-point town is really good. I could just build the expensive trading post here, but part of why I don't want to do that is because I actually don't know how many trading posts I'm going to build this round. I want to build 2 trading posts, and I want to build a temple, I think. So, like, that doesn't leave me a lot of flexibility on other stuff. And templing for Fire 2 plus, like, Water 2 or Air 3 or something and taking the 8-point town really locks up cults for us. Or several cults for us, which I think is important. Although, again, witches don't have the priests to really contest these cults, but if we can win 3 cults here and get a second, I mean, that's a huge difference compared to watching our opponents, like, scoop up a bunch of cults on us. So I think the expensive trading post maybe is worth it. This is where I probably should calc out what I'm actually doing. But if I'm going to build, let's say, I'm building 2 of these is 4 workers, 5, 6 workers for another temple. 3 dwellings is 9 workers. Advancing dig is 13 workers. This dig is 3 workers. That's 16 of my workers. So I really don't have enough to build another trading post. Ooh, nomads can take the 8-point town right here. I forgot about that. That's honestly, we're probably not getting the 8-point town, but priest towns would be pretty good for us actually though too, because I can like there's still open priest spots on a lot of these tracks, and people just don't really have extra priests, and so I could advance dig, and then get those priests. So we'll see. Nomads takes the worker town though, so the 8-pointer is still there. So I'm still gonna kind of rush the 8-pointer then. Um, Halflings are also very close to towns though. Halflings do need fire 2 themselves. It looks like they're gonna take fire 2 and complete 3 towns. Halflings completing 3 towns and having network. Maybe I should be more worried about them, but I wasn't that worried about them. But I probably should have been. 3 towns is pretty big for halflings here when their economy is good enough that they can take pretty good victory point towns. Yeah. Halflings taking the good victory point towns is also going to be a bummer for us, because I want good victory point towns, but I think that's all they need. So I don't know. We might not be winning. We might be winning. It's hard to tell. They're going to take fire 2 right here, which makes a lot of sense. And we'll see what towns they take. The 8-pointer doesn't look particularly good for them. They take a coin town. That's a great outcome for us. I don't even know if they needed a coin town, but they felt they did. So I'm going to build a trading post now. And then I will temple for fire 2 and probably water 2, air 3. I don't actually know the answer, but I also probably should think about how expensive my tastes are this round. I still want to, as my plan was to build the trading post is 3 coins, the temple is 8 coins, advanced dig is 18 coins, and the 3 dwellings is 24 coins. Plus we still want a ship advance. I mean, we basically have those resources. The ship advance we don't, but by the time we take a bunch of favor tiles. Witches also take fire 2. Have nomads taken fire 2? No. Okay, so fire 2 is still there, which is a good outcome. Witches probably needed to convert a power to a coin before taking fire 2 or something here. Not totally sure, but witches are going to make that other town, though, as expected. But not right now. So the upshot is I really want to take fire 2 because I also get the 8-point town, and getting the 8-point town versus the witches looks really key. And the other reason I like the 8-point town is because it does get me a decent bit more power, all of which looks great. Witches to me look like they need to basically build an expensive trading post, advance ship 3 times, and then maybe eke out another dwelling and stuff along the way. I don't think they really have the resources to take another random temple or anything, but we'll see. Halflings are completing another town right now. Forgot about that. So they could take the 8-pointer, which again would make me sad, but they don't. They take a ship town. The downside with ship town is that halflings can now meddle with our hexes. They can hit this one or this one. I don't think they're going to, and I think I care about the 8-point town more. But it would not be reasonable to secure, or it wouldn't be unreasonable to secure hexes here. I'm going to take fire 2. And then I think I take water 2. Water 2 gives me flexibility on where the extra cult step goes. So yeah, I think that's the play. I think we make a bit of a cult presence here. We have some really good, cult positioning. We have some flexibility. We have a lot of priests. I'm not sure our opponents know that we're planning to advance dig here necessarily. So the next step is to build this dwelling, and then the next steps from there are to advance dig and hope halflings don't take this hex. I did forget about the fact halflings might take this hex on us, because now that they have ship 2, they could take it, but it looks like they just need to build trading posts. But who knows? If we don't get the second town, it's not like the end of the world, but it's a bummer because I don't totally know if we have enough points without another town. Although we probably do, but probably is not a guarantee. But we do at least get this hex. Every dwelling we build at least has a lot of points this round too. I mean, we can always settle for just trying to build some more trading posts and dwellings because every dwelling being 4 points is quite nice. Network wise, our opponents are all going to be at least 12. For us to hit 12 network, we have to advance ship to link this in, and we have to build. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we get any network points this game. So we have to hope that we're getting like 24 cult points, coupled with um, coupled with the rest of what we're doing. Should be pretty competitive though. I mean, we'll pass for like 10 points. We have another 12 points on advanced dig. That's 22 points. The trading post and the dwellings are another like 10-ish points, 32 some points, plus 20 some of the cults. We have another 50 to 60 points, maybe a little more than that based on what else we do. So that's up to 130-ish. And if we get a town, which we're planning to, it's probably winning. But given that halflings are kind of competitive here, halflings blocking our other town would be pretty smart of them. But it's always hard to know who's actually paying attention to what. So we'll see. Halflings are going to block our hex, or our other town. It's fair. It's a shame, but it's definitely fair. I mean, it's a good play by them to notice that we were trying to get another town and block it. So the other option for a town is this crazy nonsense through the bottom. I also don't expect that we can actually do that, though, because this town requires 4 more dwellings, which requires to build 1, 2, 3 trading posts and then 4 dwellings. And I don't think we can advance dig and do all that stuff. So I don't think we are getting another town, which is a bummer. I tend to accept 2-for-1 leeches, probably more than I should at the end game here. But I like having resources, and there's always some options we have, so whatever. Actually I shouldn't advance dig. I should just secure this hex before advancing dig now. Yeah, there's really no way to make another town. Halflings blocking us was the right move for them. We really don't have any access to cheap hexes here, which is also kind of unfortunate because we maybe could eke out some network plays if we had the ability to get more places, but oh well. I wanted to advance dig this game, but I think I still should because I just have so many resources, but not using the priests on the cults could get a little iffy. I did want to be able to contest a lot more of these cults. I think witches are going to fight us a bit on air here, because I think witches are going to take a priest town. They still have 1 town incoming, so halflings still have a town also. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how this game is playing out. It's actually been fairly close. Chaos Magicians, I'm not sure I did everything I should have been doing this game necessarily, or yeah, I don't know. I thought Chaos were pretty good here at the end. I mean, we got them for 30. It felt like a fair price by the end, but halflings have had a better game than I thought too. Although to be fair, I think Nomads has probably been the weakest player at this table, and halflings might have been able to get away with more than they should have, but I'm not sure that's true. Halflings have just done some really good things here, actually. So maybe I'm overvaluing halflings' position, though. They should probably get beat on network. Maybe not, though. Do halflings have another dwelling to build? Yeah, halflings have another dwelling, so they're still going to get 1 more dwelling. They win network. I guess they have, like, no pass points and no cult points. And we said we were at 130s, so we probably beat them, but yeah, halflings have done like pretty well, and they got bid down to 20. So that's kind of why, like, I'm kind of in hindsight here. Like, how did that exactly happen? What's been going on here, right? Like, that's kind of where I'm currently at. Like, it is interesting to me because they've turned in a pretty good game, and I don't totally know what their secret was to achieve it, but we have no single dig hexes left for us to build dwellings on, which that part is actually a big bummer for us right now too. We just don't have any way to expand. I mean, we could triple ship to reach this hex, but I don't want to triple ship.
I don't even really want to double ship, to be honest. I don't think shipping again is going to give anything. Nomads can't build a temple, so that's good. I thought nomads. Oh, nomads can build one more dwelling still. Um, Witches also reached 13 network. I assume witches are going to push to 14 to tie halflings. Witches, well, yeah, witches have to build one more trading post and then they have a free dwelling. So halflings build a free dwelling themselves. They have a couple more workers to just dig with and or a priest to send somewhere. So it's all okay. Um, yeah, we're never going to compete on network, so we just keep earning our points this way. Um, we're going to build a trading post. We'll build another dwelling if maybe. We might not even build another dwelling. I might just build 2 trading posts. Well, no, dwellings are a lot of points for us actually due to the pass style. So I probably build a trading post and then just suck up that I'm paying a lot of workers to dig again. I'm going to get only 2 points out of Air 1 this game, which probably is wrong, but oh well. Witches do get another town here. I'm assuming it's a priest town because priest to air is annoying for us at least, but they might choose to just not even bother. Yeah, they just take an 11 pointer, so they're not even going to bother fighting us on air, which I mean is fair because we have resources to fight them if they want, like if we wanted to. So it does look like we're going to get 32 cult points, which is a big. That is a big or not 32, but we're getting 28 cult points, which is a big break for us, especially given that we only were able to make 1 town. We could actually only close out 1 cult, but we don't even have to close out any cults in order to win them. So that does look pretty awesome for us. Nomads are just kind of delayed until they build their last dwelling. Halflings advance ship one more time, so they're at 106. They don't pass for anything. Halflings have an awful cult game. Yeah, they only have 1. Okay, maybe I'm worried about halflings a little too much. Even if they win network, they only have 1 cult victory point. So they're at 107 plus network is 125. I still beat that. I still have won this game, I guess. But yeah, it's not as great as I was hoping. The most annoying trading post is right here. There's no way witches accept that, so we offer them stupid amounts of leech. Yeah, because we're still passing for 10 points, and then we still have 24 cult. We still have 28 points. It looks like in the cults. So I think we actually have we potentially have the most post game points. Maybe witches still have the most post game points. They have 8, 12, 16, 18 plus probably a shared network. So they're going to have like 33 end game points. They also pass for some points. So maybe I shouldn't discount witches yet. Yeah, witches and halflings tie. So halflings definitely aren't winning this. Witches pass for 3. They're at 96. And then about 35-ish post game. So 95 plus 35 is they're basically 130. Are we 130 with 28 cult points plus 10 passing points basically? We have 38 more points than we're showing, plus we're still going to eke out a couple more. Sounds pretty close actually, but I think we still win. Jerry continues to just not build his dwelling, but whatever. We do want to build another dwelling. It's too many points to pass up, but it looks like we have to double dig just to build a dwelling, which that's yeah. If we had cheaper hexes to build on, that would be pretty sweet, but we don't, so. This aggressive early spades worked out for halflings. Yeah, halflings starting spots looked rough, but they used a lot of their early power to just get double digs repeatedly, and they expanded off of them enough, and they did pretty well. But despite that, I think halflings are actually taking third here. Wait, nomads didn't build another dwelling? Nomads have the ability to build another dwelling, and they didn't. I can actually tie nomads on network now because they didn't build another dwelling. As soon as I advance ship, I tie them on network. So I think that definitely wins us the game. Um, yeah, I convert a power to a coin here because witches have already passed. I don't have to move on air track or anything. I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna move on fire track to get 3 power and close it out. Um, convert power to coin, and then I will advance ship because advance ship is points plus it gets us to 12 network, which does let us tie, and then the rest of this is resource points. But yeah, Jerry not building a last dwelling is a pretty big mistake for him, but we will take it. 3 network points that I wasn't expecting is something. The 2 victory point air 1 is pretty sad. Not building trading posts last round was a bit rough, but I think securing this dwelling pass tile was too important. I think that was still the right move for us, so. You guess they just gave up. Easy to lose interest in the game you're losing. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but the weird thing is they used their stronghold action and they used their cult. They used this spade. So like their last 2 actions prior to passing were also just dead actions. It's possible they just forgot or missed that they had a dwelling and they kept getting an alert when they tried to pass that they had a free action left or whatever, you know. But it's a little confusing, but. It is a pretty close game here. Those 3 victory points that we're getting on network look like they didn't matter, but it could have. Definitely could have. This was not very. This was not that smooth of a win. Chaos Magicians I thought were quite good on this map, but I wonder if this starting spot's not as good, and or I played them wrong, or maybe I was supposed to just bid witches even more. Witches are just very good. But regardless, we did eke out the win here. It was tight, but we did it. Moved up to 10th. That's sweet to see. It's good news. Got some wins. Well, anyhow, thanks all for watching that game. That one was a bit nutty. We did get a lot of coins power actions, which is great. We got the spades at some good times for expansion. We needed to take workers in round 1. And we wound up with the most coins this game. We wound up with almost the most workers, the most priests. I mean, we wound up with the most power. We basically just had the most economy this game, and we weren't able to translate to enough points. Wow. So part of the reason Halflings wins is this. Halflings did manage to put themselves apparently very centrally located and got tons of leech. One of our big downsides this game was we didn't get much leech. I think maybe that was the downside of our starting locations and stuff. Like, Chaos, I think, usually are kind of more in the center on this map and get more leech, and we really didn't get that much leech throughout the game, but we did okay on the rounds. The rounds were pretty bad for everybody, actually. I said at the start of this game that 25 to 30 is a good score on the rounds, and nobody actually put together a good game plan to score off of that. We did quite well with all of our favors. We did get the passing tile once. Basically, everybody got it once or so. We did only found 1 town, which is unfortunate. Got a little network, but big cult game for us without having to invest too much effort into it. And then just advanced dig, advanced ship. Yeah, we really didn't make that many points, which is, just by far. But the bids were at least correct. Bidding witches down a hell of a lot was correct over chaos. But I'm curious about this halflings game plan. Worked out better than I thought too. But. And Nomads, like I said, Nomads figured out how to build a pretty good economy, but they did not know how to score points. But it's okay. That happens. Well, anyhow, that was a fun one. Thanks all who have watched. Later today is the Fire 2 Open. It's about a little over 2.5, or just a little under 2.5 hours from now. Lumen and Weber are streaming, which will be a great time. I'm sure I'll be dropping in and putting some comments in chat and whatever and watching along with everybody. So we'll see how that game goes. Should be fun. We'll probably wind up streaming again, maybe later tonight or just tomorrow. I've been having fun with it again lately, and it's good to get some games in when I can. So, yeah, thanks, Ghostly. Thanks for chatting and dropping in here. It's always kind of fun knowing other people are watching and commenting and talking or enjoying it, all that stuff. So, all of that's good. And then
yeah, next, as I've kind of been saying on stream lately, next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. So, like, coming up in like 3 days or whatever. I have a game scheduled with some other expert players on Fjords, so we'll do something a little bit different on stream here, kind of in the vein of Lumen's all player commentary videos. So that'll be good fun. So hopefully catch a bunch of you on Monday as well. Hey, thanks. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. I mean, the part of the problem is catching it live is tricky because I don't have a streaming schedule. I just stream when I want to. So it can be hard to actually get it live. One of the advantages I think that Zorus and Lumen does well is they have a real schedule, and I could maybe debate trying to get at least some scheduled games, and then intersperse them with the random whenever my mood takes over. But I'm still somewhat figured out with the streaming life, so we'll keep trying to make improvements and work it out. I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, anyhow, but yeah, so check out Fire 2 Open later today. Try to hop on Monday evening onto my stream for some fun Terra Mystica stuff with some experts on Fjords, and otherwise I will just see you all around whenever I'm streaming or whatever else. Later, everybody.